Dude, it smells like the best garlic bread right now.
That's because garlic bread is amazing at all times, my guy.
I feel like someone heard us say meatball
And they're like,
oh,
we
mind
need
if I do? No, but today we're talking about 5 things I hate about the Ducati 899 Panigale.
Is it because it's Italian?
That garlic bread smells so good.
It does, right?
No, so to be completely honest, I love the crap out of this bike, and these things are not things that I hate. So I'm gonna preface with that because all in all, this is a fantastic bike. But if I had to be really nitpicky, these are the things that I would tell you not too crazy about. So we'll start with the exhaust because there's 3 issues that are kind of related to the exhaust, even though they're not really issues. The first is the heat. So when I first got the bike, it was pretty cool, but I didn't really have to deal with any heat riding on like a 70-degree day, 75-degree day. I was riding it
Today.
Yeah.
You're riding it today here to make this video.
Well, to say on a 75-degree day, when I would ride it, I'd be like, I don't understand what these guys are complaining about. Like, this bike is not hot. It's not a hot bike. Like, it's totally fine. Fast forward to today, 100 degrees, riding over to shoot these videos, and I literally had to, normally I ride like this, I had to ride like this to keep my underside of my thigh, like my hamstrings, away from this heat shield because the heat that was coming off of it was searing so hard. So just a quick little piece of advice, the heat is not unbearable at the seat, it's unbearable from this heat shield.
I have a question.
So don't spend your money on a seat insulation.
I have a question. What if you did the Naruto run on your bike? Would that help?
I mean, I do, and it doesn't. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the noise for the exhaust. So don't get me wrong, the exhaust looks freaking awesome.
Sick.
I love the way it looks. I love the way it's placed. I love the way it sounds. We're gonna have a sound clip, all that stuff. But because of the placement here, it reverberates and it lines up exactly with where your ear is when you ride the bike. The RC51 that we have is significantly louder than this bike.
Sick.
But this bike is so much worse on the ears. I have to wear earplugs when I ride this thing because it just gets unbearable, especially if you're in traffic and the exhaust is reverberating off the cars that you're passing through. So something to keep in mind. They definitely did address it. I feel like they addressed it on the V2 because they were getting feedback and they decided to put that little slip on to pop it back here just to bring it back, make it a little bit more tolerable for the rider. But again, it's not an issue. You just throw some earplugs on. So I don't think it's a big thing.
We need an exhaust battle.
We are going to do an exhaust battle.
Mine's better. Mine's better. I'm putting the loud exhaust on.
The third thing I'm going to talk about is actually let's continue on the exhaust. So if you come around here. So the third thing that I'm going to be nitpicky about with this bike is that it's clean right now because I just did the chain servicing, but whenever you get grime on the chain and it starts to drip down, it gets on this pipe and starts to drip down, covers the logo, and it's just a little annoying.
We've cleaned it off a few times.
Cleaned it off a few times.
It's actually pretty difficult to clean off too.
Yeah, because of the logo, that's probably more specific to the Termi pipe. I'm sure the OEM pipe is probably easier to clean, but it's just a little thing. You know, if you're kind of like a neat freak about that kind of stuff, it'll definitely bug you. I've learned to just let it go. That's why it's more of a nitpick than it is a thing I hate. We'll continue on to the swing arm. Let's go back to this side because that's where you would actually see it. One thing I think that Ducati really messed up on with this bike and the 959, but they rectified with the V2 is the rear wheel and the lack of a single-sided swing arm.
The wheels are sick.
The wheels are dope. These are NK wheels. They have a great design. They're actually the same design, just for a double-sided swing arm as the $11.99 base. But I think considering that they had the 848 with a single-sided swing arm, it's such a Ducati thing.
It's such a sick thing.
Yeah, I know that they were talking about like trying to appeal to the Japanese crowd with this bike, and maybe they did, but to be honest, when I think Ducati, one of the first things I think about is a single-sided swing arm. And the fact that this doesn't have it, it's just kind of a bad tick.
I will say that is still a sick swing arm. It does look very good.
No, it's a great looking swing arm, absolutely.
But it's not a single side swing arm.
Throttle play stock. This one has a aftermarket throttle spacer from Ducati Spacers. It's fantastic, but the stock throttle play on an $8.99 is annoying. Once again, I don't hate any of these things. They're just little nitpicks, and they're so easily solvable. Two final nitpicks as far as like, let's say you have a stock $8.99. Stock foot pegs are slippery as heck. So I got these rear sets that solve that. Not really a huge deal. You can get pegs for like $50. But this bugs the crap out of me. I noticed it one day. I was letting a friend ride the bike, and I was riding behind him and getting close on this.
Oh, you mean the cheap Ducati parts?
Why would a Ducati do that?
It's just this side too, right?
And it's only this side. And it's just ridiculous.
Junk.
It's ridiculous.
Spicy meatball junk.
This is the one thing I hate about my Ducati Panigale.
One that is not a nitpick. One that is this really sucks.
Because you roll up to a light and you're like, yeah, I'm riding my spicy meatball. And then you take off, and anyone who knows what they're looking at is like, silly mortal, your rear peg is rattling as you ride.
And you look dumb.
Little cheap ass.
And you look really stupid.
And who really wins?
Let's just take them off.
Because you're still in it. Well, I like to have the versatility for the passenger.
Oh yeah, with that tiny little tail that you can sit on. Versatility. Hey, how's your trunk space?
I don't mind the way it looks.
How's your trunk space?
The trunk space sucks.
Hey, how's my trunk space on my RC?
The RC trunk space is pretty. I can literally put a hoodie in there.
And like 2 water bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
But anyways, that is
Get wrecked, nerd.
5 things plus a couple bonus things that I hate about the Panigale, which really is just one thing. So if you like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you hate about your Panigale.
Do you have a spicy meatball?
If this was enlightening, spicy meatballs. Or if this was enlightening for you if you're shopping for one. I love this bike, so keep that in mind.
It does look really sick.
It's a fantastic bike, and I love the crap out of it. So
that thing is
stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one, and we appreciate you.
We do.